Now, there are fears that thousands of landlords will soon be breaking the law when a new central licensing system comes into place. Welsh Government figures suggest only 1 in 4 landlords have undertaken the Rent Smart Wales training, with the deadline at the end of November looming. It's hoped the scheme will raise standards, but opponents say rogue landlords will slip through. Here's our economics correspondent, Sarah Dickens.
In here.
So you've got 1 double bedroom here.
Fionn Pascalis works for a Cardiff letting agency and shows me around a property ready for tenants.
He's a landlord who owns some 10 or 12 properties altogether. He purchased this building and has converted them into 8 self-contained flats, a mixture of 2 and 1 bedroom flats.
So that's somebody that would be counted as a professional landlord. Their job is a landlord.
Yes, that's right.
Landlords and agents have to register within 6 weeks. The central licensing scheme, Rent Smart Wales, has been set up to combat rogue landlords. The scheme involves landlords being trained about their obligations and responsibilities, online or in a classroom. They then get a licence that lasts 5 years. Another option is to not do the training, pay for a letting agent, but still register as a landlord. Many landlords, like Angela Durant, don't see themselves as businesses. They just let out a home that they've inherited or grown out of.
I fully agree with protecting tenants, but there's not an awful lot sometimes to protect landlords, because there's just an assumption that every landlord is a bad landlord and that they've got multiple properties. And considering I had no idea about Rent Smart Wales at all, I don't think they've done a very good job of actually helping to encourage good landlord behaviour.
One of many events at which people letting out property are being reminded that they need to register.
It takes about 8 weeks to be trained and registered for the scheme. So with 6 weeks before the government's deadline and 3/4 of landlords in Wales not registered, that's quite a challenge.
The Residential Landlords Association says it advised the Welsh Government against this type of licensing.
It's incredibly bureaucratic. It's been done in Scotland and in Ireland. It's proven not to be very successful there. Scotland's been doing it for 10 years and still hasn't taken up about 15% of the landlords, and they're the ones that are causing the problems.
The Welsh Government hopes the scheme will increase the reputation of the private rented sector here and in turn attract more investment in properties to rent. Fionn is a landlord herself, as well as working in a letting agency.
There's a fair few accidental landlords in particular, maybe who've inherited a property, who aren't really aware that they have the same obligations as somebody who owns 15, 20, maybe 100 properties.
And the fear is that those people may find themselves the wrong side of the law without realising.